Hello to my Aquarius. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. We only have a few more days left. So in this cycle, this ends on the end of November. So it's kind of overlapping with the new moon phase. Okay, so we're last days of this cycle in the moon. For those of you all who like to follow the moon phases, moving into Scorpio, moving from Libra into Scorpio. So think about protecting your peace. Think about protecting your peace, balance, protecting your peace, learning how to protect your peace. As the moon moves into Scorpio, you want to remember, you want to think about things like energy, all the energy, everything being energy. And just remembering that, list all your deepest secrets. Our bodies and cells are storehouses of all the energy and trauma that we've experienced in our society that we don't openly talk about, stories from the past, those kind of things. And so this is a deeply transformative time, for yourself to just write all those things down that just don't serve your highest purpose, all those things, and just toss it into a burning bowl. What do you want to release? Scorpio is a death rebirth card. What do you want to release so that you can get to the rebirth side around money, around who you may have dated? You know how like sometimes people will jokingly say certain people you dated didn't count. All that, write it down, toss it into a burning bowl. Let's get into it. Let's get right into it. Let's get into it, Aquarius. Let's go. Let's get into it because you're trying to make as much room as possible for this rebirth. Remember, Pluto, which is the judgment card, which connects us with Scorpio, is actually in your zodiac sign. So that's where the connection is. So this is where you're, remember, if it doesn't align with where you see yourself going as a humanitarian, you're going to part ways with it. You're not going to be like one of those people that says, I was going to donate, these clothes to such and such, but then they sitting over in a box somewhere in your house for the next 6-7 months, right? I have to put a little joke in there, right? So no, you're not going to just let something just sit in your space, in your energetic space that you should have just tossed out, made peace with it and move on. Let's go. 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 All right, so here's the Six of Pentacles. Here we also have the Ace of Cups. Here we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Moon card, and the Devil card. All right, Six of Pentacles. Something is you're going to get out of something exactly what you put into it. This is the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles, right? Something is going to you're going to get out of something what you put into it. We have a new start, new beginning here. Some kind of overflow, pouring out of some things, right? It definitely feels like somebody went down this rabbit hole. You may have believed in this fairy tale of something of some sorts, but people were keeping you in the dark about something. People may have been keeping you in the dark about something, just didn't tell you something. 3 types of energies: like to keep people in the dark, like to keep a bunch of secrets about things, don't tell people stuff, just like people to just kind of figure it out, so they go with whatever you believe, just shady, so it's heavy. Here we have the Devil card. Have you chained to confusion? You just don't know what the heck is going on. And looking at your cards here, Aquarius, like I said, a lot of people have bought into other people's fairy tales. But I do feel like looking at the Ace of Cups here, a new beginning is starting for you. Brand new beginning is starting for you. New relationships, compassion, creativity, new love. Love is not always romantic. Agape love is what I'm talking about. So brand new beginning is happening here. Somebody was definitely chained to something that kept, and people were keeping you in the dark about something that you were not even aware of. Something you weren't even aware of. Something you were not even aware of. You bought into some kind of a fairy tale, and people you weren't even aware of, something you weren't even aware of, but something is about to come to light. Something is about to come to light. Right, because you weren't supposed to get up. Here's the Ten of Swords. Usually the Ten of Swords is a person who has 10 swords in their back. So people didn't expect for you to get up. You weren't supposed to survive. 10 sword people talking about you behind your back. It's like all these people, loved ones, know stuff and won't even. People who say they love you and nobody's saying anything. Just Yeah, so here we have the Ten of Swords. So now you're up and you're thriving, right? Time to toss some things into a burning bowl. Time to toss some things into a burning bowl. A lot of wishes are being fulfilled for you all, Aquarius. A lot of you all are thriving. Now you're on your throne. You know, money is coming across your path. It's a lot of things that's happening for you all. A lot of good things are happening for you all. You see how the white rabbit is right here now at somebody's feet, right? Excuse me. You're on your throne. You're adjusting your crown. You're down to earth. You're relatable. You know, a lot of people can relate to whatever your story is, but a lot of people can relate to it. Yep. A lot of people can relate to why you moved on from being around certain types of energies. A lot of people can now relate to it. That's why some new compassion is coming through. That's why new compassion is coming through. And that's why it's certain energy, you're tossing it right into a burning bowl. Here's the Emperor card. Some energies kept you in the dark about something. Something about family. Some people kept you in the dark about something relating to your family. That's what this is. You bought into some kind of a fairy tale, somebody told you some kind of lie, something about something as far as your family is concerned. You believe something. Let's go down this rabbit hole. What is this? Hold on for a second. Now you weren't supposed to thrive. Something about, because usually 10 of swords, the person has 10 swords in their back, right? You weren't supposed. This is you. This is you. This is a person who has a big heart. You love deep. You love hard. You have agape love for people. It's like, no matter what you do to me, no matter how much you talk about me behind my back, no matter how many times you stab me in my back, I still love you. That kind of energy. Like, what? Yeah, somebody, but yeah, you can release some people behind for good. You're about to leave some people behind for good. Because what in the world? But see, then some things that get ready to start coming back to your memory, right? So here we have the Ace of Swords here. See how this person is kind of going back down in memory lane. So I feel like somebody need to pull their Akashic records. There are guided meditation for Akashic records. There's tons of videos online, guided meditation for Akashic records. So if you're new to my channel or new to tarot or whatever, it's called guided meditation for Akashic records. Get yourself in a relaxed position, like you're getting ready to go to sleep. Get ready to go to sleep, and it's guided. But before you know it, you'd have drifted off to go to sleep. Record your dream when you wake up. You don't have to remember every little thing. You know, don't even wreck your brains trying to figure out, I don't remember dreaming. If you remember a purple horse in your dream, just write that down. Everything is not going to make sense at first. But if you have a daydream, something that just seems odd or different or whatever, you start remembering stuff. Write all those things down. Start journaling those things. Because eventually stuff will start making sense to you. Because something had to push you to the light side of Emperor energy. You see this Ankh right here? Right? So this is a balance of divine masculine to divine feminine energy. But something was trying to chain you to something. So here we have the Ace of Cups trying to chain you and somebody to something. right? And people were keeping you all in the dark about something. So it's Ace of Cups. Um, so yeah, let me see. Yeah. And it was from a particular environment. So as soon as the scales fell from you and somebody's eyes, and your head and heart were no longer at war with each other, that's when, people trying to create some kind of, trying to cause somebody nervous, cause people nervous, a breakdown with something. Here we have the Six of Cups here. But here's the thing, the Six of Cups connects us with Scorpio. We're not talking about any Scorpio. Well, let me just say this. We're not talking about any Scorpios. Well, yeah, kind of. Scorpio is the death rebirth card, right? So you could have come from a family where there was a lot of endings. Like there was a lot of, first of all, somebody comes from a very creative family. That's one, right? But you could come from a family like creative, like singers, writers, songwriters, musicians. Like you can come from a very you could have inherited a lot of creativity, like a lot of gifts, right? That's one. So that's a highlight of something. But if there's no structure to it, and it can be seen like it's chaotic and confusing, right? But you could have also been in a geographical area around, or you not just geographical area. You could have been in an area where it was a bunch of energy vampires, were like just draining your creativity, like copycat energies, like people who like. Some people live in areas like you hear it, I'm trying to think of like you may hear like certain people who say they made it big after they left their particular areas. Like you may say, okay, small town. Who it was an art. What was the artist's name? Like you hear like a lot of artists that says they made it big when they moved to a certain area, right? It didn't really support their creativity. But as long as they had stayed in a particular area, it was just like really stifling their growth. It wasn't anything negative that they were saying about the people. It just wasn't a whole lot of support, for their creativity. But when I look here, it was like something was trying to change, like keep you chained to something, like keep you stuck. Like, so if that meant if it was your kids, somebody was trying to keep your kids stuck. And I'm looking at this little person here in the card. It's like somebody was just trying to keep you somehow chained to something in some way. It's like trying to give you trying to give you or somebody a nervous breakdown about something. Because basically it was their way or the highway. It was their way or the highway. But source is rewarding you for taking the high road. It was either somebody you were married to in business, or married to in love. We're talking about the Chariot card here. Somebody who could have talked down to you. You could have looked up to them like they were this light horse, but they could have talked to you like you was a dark horse. Like they could have talked to you like you were just less than or lower than them, right? When you could have looked at them like you could have held them in high regard, but they just looked at you like looked down on you, whoever these energies were. But some people were keeping you in the dark about some stuff, but everything is coming out. Everything is coming out, and some money is coming across your path, Aquarius. Because you bought into some kind of a fairy tale that ended up just being a big lie. Let me see. And sometimes it's the fairy tale of just the idea of marriage for some people. Like sometimes it's just the idea of marriage for some people. Like that, like you can't thrive by yourself. Like see this person right here, like you'll never like it's what's the thing that people say? Like we chain together for life, no matter what. We chain together for like somebody was like trying to keep something, like basically like if we chain together. So if it happens like that in business or whatever, somebody was like you starting to hear artists to say stuff like that. What is it? Somebody correct me because I could be wrong in saying this. if or keep your master, like I'm seeing a lot of this on social media. Somebody could put a comment below, like you can leave, but we keeping your masters or something like that. I saw that on social media one time. If that's, tell me if that's right or wrong. Like somebody put a comment below, like something like that. Like you buy into this whole fairy tale. Oh my God, I'm gonna sign this contract. I'm gonna do something because I'm talking about all this creativity. But if you want out of a contract, then we keeping your masters, we keeping your money or something that's of value to you, right? It would be like that. Like you can't thrive after something, right? So if it's in a family situation, we keeping something that will drive you crazy, that will make you have a nervous breakdown, like, that'll cause you to come back to something if you start believing in yourself. But Source actually is rewarding you for taking the high road. That's why money is coming across your path. Source is like you moved on from some you moved on. Your ancestors are helping you to move on and helping you to thrive. Here we have the Ten of Wands here. Somebody, I see you being booked and busy, having a lot of duties and responsibilities, and where somebody feels like they have the weight of the world on their shoulder, and people are just being ruthless towards them, or were ruthless towards them. But I see you being free, and I see somebody else being free from those types of energies. Yeah, I see you being down to earth and being relatable, but you and somebody will no longer be buying into some kind of a fairy tale life about something, and somebody's lamenting over something. Somebody's lamenting over something. Hold on. 5, 6, and 8. So somebody is some kind of breakthrough is happening here in your cards. Some kind of breakthrough is happening here in your cards. Where yeah, here's the 9 of Wands here. Well, definitely you're not going backwards into something, but here we have the 10 of Cups here. Definitely not going back into this this picture perfect like image of something, some kind of image of something. You want more sacred relationships, and somebody's hot-headed about it. They are upset, mad, hair on fire, mad. But you have a guardian angel that's watching over you. So in other words, your ancestors ain't playing. So you're gonna feel very fortunate. Somebody gonna feel like literally like they hit the lottery. So I don't know who that's for. I don't know who that's for as you're closing out a cycle, Aquarius. But let's go ahead and get ready to close this out. I did not mean for this reading to be this long, but that's why when somebody looks back, somebody's going to just toss some things into a burning bowl, like in terms of just like not necessarily looking back and regret and like who you may have dated or anything like that, or maybe you procreated with or whatever the case, but just like going straight into prayer warrior mode. Straight into prayer warrior mode. Here we have the Page of Coins here. Just learning, just maybe going back to school, learning as much as you can learn about something. Whole new lease on life. Right? Here we have the Temperance card. Like I said, you got guardian angels watching over you. You got guardian angels watching over you. Yeah. That's helping you get to the rebirth side, because yeah, some people having a tower moment at this moment. You're having an awakening, but you having, like I said, you're having an awakening. Here we have the five of Wands, but you're not falling for the bait and switch anymore. You're not falling for the bait and switch anymore of jealous energies. Yep. You're not falling for that. You're not looking for somebody, some knight in shining armor. I'm talking to men and women, by the way. I'm not, you're not looking for somebody to save you. None of those things. In love, or none of that. And you never were. But something was a nightmare. Something was a complete nightmare. You ain't even talking about it. You're not talking to certain people, and you're not talking about certain people. So, yeah. So you and somebody are thriving. You have made a decision to... you and somebody have made a decision that everything has to be a partnership. It cannot be this allowing people to talk down to people. So That'll never happen again. All right, let's close it out. As we're continuing to close out a cycle. Yeah. Yeah. So you and somebody have just vowed never to talk about certain things again. Not looking for somebody to save anybody financially, creatively, intellectually, or spiritually. If you want somebody to save you, go straight to your creator, the creator, source. That's it. You have the gift of premonition. That's forewarning. So forewarning, having a gift of premonition could be like, for instance, let me give somebody an example before we close this out. It could be like watching this video or somebody else's video. You could even be watching a movie. You could be watching, like, you could be driving down the road and a blimp could come across, like I'm about to say the screen, the sky, right? And it could say something, right? Like something that's like, y'all remember the movie Final Destination? Like all the series of Final Destination. Like, this guy had like this, he had a premonition, right? Or the movie with Sandra Bullock, Premonition, right? You had like forewarning about something, like before something happens. You could have a dream that could tell you something. You know, like you hear people say, like sometimes you hear elders say, I had a dream about fish, right? Somebody must be pregnant. First, people thought it was crazy until somebody says, oh, we got some news to share. Then they bring in little cute little tiny socks and all of this other stuff. It's like, oh, somebody pregnant? Okay. But anyway, so, and it could be the puppy. It could be the dog that's pregnant. It could be the cat that's pregnant. But somebody, we pet parents, But anyway, so source is saying to you, you have like this, you have like foreknowledge, forewarning about things, right? So you have this spirit. So now it's time to make sure you're not around a bunch of activity, Aquarius, where because your mind is always thinking where you're not so busy thinking that you don't relax and keep your water, your cup, like you wash your cup out, like keep your water circulated through prayer, through meditation, that you don't miss anything, right? That you just don't miss anything. But a lot of people were keeping you and somebody in the dark about something. Back straight, walk away, ask source for clarity, solar plexus chakra cleanse. Yeah, toss some things into a burning bowl. Your well of joy is within you. Drink more water as a form of self-care. You made a positive impact on them. Archangel Michael, the dispenser of justice, is with you. You are protected in love. At what age did your parents work on their shadow self? And at what age did you work on your shadow self? But they failed at stealing your identity. Somebody secretly has a crush on you. I don't think at this point you care about people's secrets, crushes. But too many secrets been going around. That's the problem. Too many people know stuff and nobody's speaking up and saying anything. That is the problem. That's the root of the problem. People walking around like that cat on the wall with the eyeballs moving back and forth and the tail swishing back and forth and nobody's saying anything. Like, what kind of... So now that money is coming across your path and you're creating stuff and you're thriving and all of that, Source saying, listen, no more conversation. No more conversation. Acceptance. I accept myself as I am. I accept what is without resistance. I have the power to choose my actions. I have the power to create change. I practice patience with myself. I am loved. I'm not alone. I'm at peace. Yeah. So yeah, something is over. And somebody looking at the cards here, I don't know. I mean, you remember, just take only what resonates with you. But somebody could have gotten like really seriously hurt here by some ruthless energies. I'm just looking at this card, so don't take this. Only take what resonates with you. But somebody is basically saying you're responsible for somebody else getting really, really hurt, Aquarius, and by some hot-headed energies or whatever. Which I don't think is true at all, looking at your cards here. I think somebody was a Knight of Cups in reverse because somebody was just really jealous of the fact that you all are thriving and that you actually got up from a place and moved on from something. That's what I feel like looking at your cards here, that you moved on from, you started believing in yourself. You and somebody started believing in yourself, and that can enrage some people, that you start believing in yourself and you move on and create a life for yourself, and people just be just creating mess. Here we have 43, rest. So just get some rest. Yeah, somebody was definitely dealing with some jealous energies. And jealousy, like if people throw that word around a lot, but start thinking about jealousy is very serious because, yeah, growth. Yeah, stress. Okay, so jealousy is very serious. Think about Cain and Abel jealousy. That's jealousy. When somebody don't want you here, that's why you see the death card. When somebody feels like, okay, you're not gonna be successful without me. That's jealousy. Whether it's in business or not, like, okay, well, hey, you want to move on creatively, you ain't gonna create. I'm gonna do everything I can to ruin you if you're not creating with me where I can benefit from it. If I can't benefit from what you creating, I'm gonna do something to ruin. That's jealousy. That's kind of part of what jealousy is. So it's saying you'll be able to rest after something, but you got some guardian angels watching over you. You got some guardian angels watching over you, all Aquarius. So keep your vibrations high, but something was definitely trying to give you a nervous breakdown, because it looked like you may have moved on from something, and some people started having some very low vibrating conversations about some things, trying to create a nightmare, for you. And then when you stop talking to certain people, somebody may have even heard something in somebody's voice that they can tell something wasn't right. So I see somebody leaving behind a bunch of distractions. That's one. I do see somebody being booked and busy, and I do see somebody back in the saddle again, and I do see motivation changing, and I do see somebody leaving behind a very poisonous environment, and moving on from past disappointments. Wow. Yeah, and just taking a leap of faith, moving forward. Wow, it's just a lot going on in these cards. Lots going on in these cards. All right, keep your vibrations high, Aquarius. That's what I have for you as you close out this cycle. We're going to have a whole new moon in Sagittarius. And like I said, things are overlapping. So the moon in Scorpio is you releasing anything that's unhealthy or wounded from the past as things continue to try to come up. Remember, as we get closer and closer to the end of any cycle, we have 8 major moon phases within one cycle. As we get closer and closer to the end of the cycle, the pull is even greater for you to be in the dark about the cycle. You need to make sure you are intentionally in the light. Drink your water, listen to your water sounds, know what your moon sign is, pour into you. Make sure mind, body, and spirit is healthy. Remember, we started out Saturday, Sunday, Monday in Virgo. That was about eating proper foods, all of that stuff, all of that. Getting your rest, getting your rest, all of that. So, but yeah, some energies are having a tower. It's a hidden tower moment, but nevertheless, it's a tower moment. And, that's an awakening. So you didn't want to be chained to people. You ain't supposed to be chained to nothing. You are not a slave. So that is what I have for you all, Aquarius. I will see you all in the next video. Bye.